The healing of souls. In the shadow of the Andes, the town of El Silencio bore its name like a curse. 10 years after a devastating earthquake, its people lived not just with shattered buildings, but with broken spirits. Camila Reyes, a young nurse who had stayed to help rebuild, felt the weight of the town's grief more than most. Her fiancé, Javier, had died in the quake, crushed beneath the ruins of the old church. Camila had been far away on a medical mission when it happened, and the guilt of her survival haunted her every step. The days were monotonous, but heavy. Camila treated wounds that wouldn't heal and illnesses that spoke more of despair than disease. She listened to stories of loss until they blended into her own. Yet, the town's true ailment, its fractured soul, remained beyond her reach. That was until the stranger arrived. Mateo was a drifter, or so he seemed. Tall and quiet, he walked into town one morning and spoke to anyone who would let him listen. People didn't trust outsiders, but there was something in his calm demeanor that disarmed even the most guarded. Camila, skeptical but curious, found herself talking to him in the clinic one evening. When she asked him what he was doing in El Silencio, his reply was simple but strange: "I'm here for the souls." A week later, Mateo invited 10 of the town's most wounded souls to a gathering in the ruins of the church. The idea unsettled Camila, but she agreed to attend. Under the open sky, with the walls of the fallen church surrounding them, Mateo asked each person to share their pain. One by one, they spoke: an old woman who blamed herself for her son's drinking, a carpenter who had lost his entire family, Camila herself, who confessed that she replayed the day of the quake endlessly, wondering if her absence had sealed Javier's fate. Mateo didn't offer solutions. He simply listened, and as he did, something shifted. "You carry your guilt as though it will bring back the dead," he told them. "But it won't. The only thing it's killing is you." In their next gathering, Mateo introduced a ritual. Each person brought a stone to symbolize their guilt, marked it with a word, and threw it into a fire in the center of the circle. Camila hesitated before writing Javier on hers. Watching the flames crackle and consume the stone felt both freeing and terrifying. When the ritual ended, Mateo said, "Healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means remembering without chains." Over the weeks, the group grew, and so did its impact. The carpenter reopened his workshop, taking in a young apprentice who had lost his parents. The old woman convinced her son to join her at a meeting, and for the first time, he admitted his struggles. Camila began hosting gatherings in the clinic, creating a space for women to share their grief. Slowly, the town began to breathe again. One morning, Mateo packed his bag and prepared to leave. Camila confronted him as he stood at the edge of town. "You can't just go," she said. "We need you." Mateo smiled, a mixture of sadness and pride in his expression. "You don't need me anymore," he replied. "The healing isn't mine. It's yours. I only helped you begin." He walked away down the winding road, leaving behind a town forever changed. The ruins of the church were rebuilt, not as a place of worship, but as a community center where people continued to gather, light fires, and share stories, not of loss, but of hope. Every year on the anniversary of Mateo's departure, the people of El Silencio sit in a circle beneath the stars, remembering the man who taught them that healing starts from within, but grows strongest together.